Hey guys, I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up before we actually get into this video. My mic grew a brain of its own before I started recording this video last night, and it turned itself all the way up to 100. I tried my best to equal out all the volumes and, make it sound natural, but I sound a little weird sometimes. I hope you guys can bear through that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now I'm going to do my long ass intro, and then we'll start talking about today's topic. Hey, how's it going, everyone? What is up? Welcome back to the channel and your daily dose of Mortal Kombat 11 news, leaks, and discussions. Today we're going to be talking about guest characters in MK11. Now, of course, as you all know, everything points towards there being more DLC for Mortal Kombat 11. And as most of you might know if you follow the channel, Ed Boon did an interview a little bit back where he talked about their guest characters and how Rambo bookended the 80s action hero guest characters in Mortal Kombat 11. So today I wanted to take the chance to actually talk about what kind of guest characters we could actually potentially see in the future of Mortal Kombat 11's DLC content. Before we get into that in about 10 seconds, if you guys don't care to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to check out our Discord, link in the description down below to that. I'd really appreciate it. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this one. So as I said, Ed Boon did an interview with Wired not too long ago. I think it was around November 19th, November 20th, where he talked about the guest characters in MK11, MK11's DLC content in general, and he talked in that interview about how Rambo bookended the 80s action hero guest characters for Mortal Kombat 11. That basically means that we're not going to get any more 80s action hero guest characters for MK11. I'm not going to go too deep into how we all know DLC is coming. I have numerous amounts of videos on the channel about that just in the past month, because everybody's been so curious about it. Some people are thinking that Combat Pack 2 is actually going to be the last combat or DLC pack for MK11, and that just doesn't seem true with all the other information that we have. All the other information that is pointing at more DLC, whether it's data mines, whether it's interviews, whether it's Ed Boon himself, with his own words and interviews, everything is just pointing at more DLC. Like I said, I'm not going to go too far into that. If you guys want more on that, just check the videos on the channel and you'll see plenty of titles that will point you in the right direction for that information. But that does beg the question, what kind of guest characters will we get since we're not getting the 80s action heroes anymore? We've already got RoboCop, we've already gotten Rambo, and we've gotten Terminator. Now, the thing that most people forget about when they talk about the guest characters in the game, and they use the argument, well, the 80s action heroes guest characters are done, they've been bookended with Rambo, that just means that there's going to be no more content because that's who they were doing for guest characters in, MK11. The two wild cards, or at least the one wild card everybody forgets about in MK11 for some fucking reason, is Spawn. Spawn is in Mortal Kombat 11. Spawn is not an 80s action hero. He is a comic book character. He got a HBO miniseries that really made him very popular, and he got a live action movie that made him popular, even though it wasn't that good. So, what kind of guest characters do we think we can get based off of who Spawn is? Spawn is a wild card in and of himself. He's not an 80s action hero. He's not a DC character. He is just Spawn, a comic book character. I really think they knew what they were doing when they added Spawn in with all of the 80s action heroes. We got Rambo, Terminator, and RoboCop, and then we just have Spawn off to his own, off to his lonesome. And I think that was the whole point of the character. I think he was added to show that with these 80s action heroes, it doesn't matter who the guest characters could be. It can literally be anyone. We got our Combat Pack 1 with 2 guest characters, our usual layout as of now. 2 guest characters, a DC character, and 3 Mortal Kombat characters, 6 characters altogether. Then we got Aftermath, 1 guest character, 2 MK characters, and Combat Pack 2, 2 MK characters, and 1 guest character. If they stick with the 1 guest character, 2 characters, that would make a lot of sense. But I think the guest characters, you can't really narrow it down to any one genre anymore. And I think Spawn kind of showed that. Just him being in the game, he dropped with Terminator, not like on the same day, but in the same combat pack as Terminator. He is the wild card, and that was on purpose. I think him being in the game really shows that any guest character is possible. If they can get him, they're going to be there. If they wanted to add him, they're going to be there. They have their 80s action heroes, and that was the set in stone kind of trick of the trade that they were going for MK11. That is who you get to play as in MK11. that you get that one genre. And I think these other guest characters that are going to be added after these 80s action heroes in these next combat packs coming up are going to be complete wild cards. They could be anybody. We can't really predict them. There is still one guest character out there that everybody is looking forward to if he drops. I know there's some people who really just don't care if he comes. There's a large group of people out there, especially on Twitter, and a lot of them follow me, that really want this character. I definitely think Ash Williams is still one of the most likely guest characters that we can get in Mortal Kombat 11. If they can work out these legal issues with Ash, I definitely think that he is probably one of the most likely guest characters that we could see in any combat pack, from this coming up combat pack whenever it's revealed and announced to the last combat pack of the game. I definitely feel like if they work out these legal issues, I feel like Ash is going to be ready to go and he will come out in MK11. I think the only way that Ash Williams will not come to MK11 is if they don't work out the legal issues, which I do think they might. But I think besides Ash, every other guest character that could possibly come to this game is a complete wild card. We don't know who it is, and I think Spawn really is the proof of that. Just him being in the game with these 80s action heroes, and he wasn't even added like last. It wasn't, you know, it didn't go Terminator, then RoboCop, and then Rambo, and then Spawn. No, it went Spawn and Terminator, then RoboCop, and then Rambo. So just him being there first with Terminator also to me shows that. I think everybody past here, beyond here, besides Ash, is a complete wild card. I'm really excited to see what they do. I'm really excited to see what kind of guest characters they could bring to the game. If I am correct, and they have guest characters from different genres, and don't just stick to one genre for guest characters for these next few packs, I think that would be very interesting to see. While I'm a huge fan of the 80s, 70s, 80s horror icons, horror thriller icons of MKX, and they're some of my favorite guest characters in any game ever. I really do like the wild card take. The 80s action heroes ain't bad, but I like the wild card. The thought that we could get a 70s slasher, and then an 80s action hero there, a 90s action hero there, and then maybe a 2005 thriller character or something like that. You know, just like the wild card is very interesting to me. But I do want to know what you guys think about this. Again, let me know in the comments down below. What kind of guest characters do you want to see in MK11? Do you think I'm right? Do you think everybody's going to be a wild card? Let me know who you would like to see, what genre, what character specifically you would like to see in Mortal Kombat 11. I'm still holding out for Ash and Michael Myers, but I guess we'll see. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I really appreciate you watching this video. It means a shit ton to me. All the loving support I've gotten over the past few months has been insane, especially over these past 3 or 4 weeks. I really, really appreciate you guys. Major shout out to my supporters on Patreon and YouTube: The Thinny, Master Vex PC, Jay, Sir D, Frank the Tank H2O, and Ricky Laughlin. You guys are legends. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate you guys. You guys help keep me going. Thank you guys so much. But that's going to do it for this one. I've been your host. My name is Tootin. Y'all stay safe out there. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.